Hello! So, this video is about something slightly different. I haven't done this before, but I really wanted to speak today about my tripod. And this tripod is the Gitzo GT2531. And this tripod has been with me for about 2 years now. And I thought it was time to give it a bit of a long-term review. As I've always said, gear isn't essentially important. What's important is getting out there and photographing. But at the end of it all, a really good gear can enable you and help you to do that. So this Gitzo tripod, this is it's probably at least 4 years old, something like that. I bought it second hand. And second hand you can get some absolutely fantastic deals on Gitzo tripods. Brand new, they are they're pretty expensive and come in about £700 or £800. So let's have a look at the Gitzo. So it's a really rigorous tripod. It's incredibly tough. These hinges are absolutely brilliant. This centre column, lots of people talk about the fact that you don't need centre columns and they make the tripod more unstable. I've found that this centre column is just fantastic and it never makes the tripod unstable. I've always been able to use it without even doing long exposures and astrophotography. It's absolutely brilliant. So in terms of the kind of whole action of it, it's fantastic. So the legs, like many tripods, they pop out and they go into these various notches. So you can use the top notch, this notch and this notch, and that means that basically you've got the full flexibility of it getting very, very wide and down to the ground if you want that to happen. This has just got 2 twist locks on the tripod, but it makes it, in my opinion, much quicker and more versatile to just quickly pack up and then undo again. So I find it absolutely perfect for landscape photography. Now, the one area that is an absolute pain in the neck and has caused me to swear at the tripod a bit are these feet. So basically, if you order a second-hand Gitzo tripod like this, go on the Gitzo website and purchase a new set of feet. These feet have got springs inside them so they don't ever fall off. The old ones used to fall off all the time, which really annoyed me. And then I bought cheap non-Gitzo replacements. They fell off as well because basically the screw isn't quite tight enough. These new ones fit absolutely perfectly, and Gitzo have sorted that, and you can get parts for absolutely every part of the tripod. All of these sections of the tripod you can pull out and you can clean them and wash them, as you can see. I don't think I've ever done that with mine, but I've never felt the need to. And that just makes it incredibly versatile. So this ballhead is one that I've used for exactly the same amount of time, about 2 years now, and this is the Lofoto LH40. Now this is a fantastic ballhead for many reasons. It's got a low profile, it is a little bit weighty, but it holds the camera absolutely perfectly. So on this side you've got the panoramic button to essentially create a panoramic view with the ballhead, and then this is the friction knob for letting it either run completely loose or go a little bit stronger so you can keep it in position. Obviously the Arca Swiss style holder and then the release knob here. But it's fantastic. So let's put this on. Anyway, so like every tripod, you just screw it on. It fits really well onto the base plate of the tripod and it is really sturdy. Now there is one screw underneath here that you can screw into the underneath of the ballhead just to make it a little bit secure, but I find that I don't need that. So this combination of the two has worked really well for me. having a really sturdy ball head means that, especially one that holds more weight than you need, is important. Ultimately, if your camera slips, it could mean the whole tripod, losing your camera essentially. So it's really, really important that you've got a decent ball head. So I would say go for at least a 30 or 40 in terms of size, because that will give you a good amount of extra weight, and it will lock down absolutely solidly. So another massively important feature about any tripod is how tall you are. Now this is really, really essential, especially with landscape photography. If you're constantly having to bend down and bend over the tripod when you're taking multiple exposures of the same scene, it can be an absolute pain. So it's really, really important to get a tripod that is high enough for you. Now at the moment it hasn't got the ball head on, which I'll put on in a minute, but in terms of the height, this tripod goes up to 161 centimeters in full height, which means that if I want to, with the center column, it allows me to stand perfectly still, absolutely no crouching at all, and take a photograph. If it's super, super windy and I want that sturdiness, even with the center column down, I don't really need to slouch that far. That is really, really important. The other thing that is essential is the weight. Now, as a landscape photographer, you're carrying this around with you everywhere you go. Now, this is 1.37 kilos. Now, that is lighter than most tripods out there, even the more modern ones by more modern companies. And it means that, again, you've got that versatility. It's not going to weigh you down. It's incredibly solid. This could be used in a studio. It doesn't need to be used for landscape photography. It can take a massive amount of weight. I think it's something like 25 pounds. I can't remember exactly. But it's solid, but it's light because of the carbon fibre and the construction. But height is an absolute essential for me when I'm working. Right, so next thing is this. Taking the tripod down to different heights. Now, it locks incredibly solidly at different heights, and if you've got a real kind of issue with very, very bad weather, or you want to get very, very close to your subject, then it's absolutely fantastic for doing that. So, what I do is just pull out the latches, and then we can go as low as you want to take it. So, if you want to take it literally to the ground, then that's absolutely fine. I find that I never ever use it this low. Now obviously the center column gets in the way then, so ironically if you want to go all the way to the ground, you do need to bring up the center column slightly. Now a lot of tripods do this, but I just find that this is incredibly rigid at every stage. So when you take it down to the ground, it's still incredibly solid on its feet. So there we are. So this G2 531 Gitzo Mountaineer series tripod is absolutely fantastic. I couldn't recommend it enough, and as I say, second hand, it's brilliant. And in combination with this Leofoto LH40 ball head, it makes for a fantastic, lightweight and very, very strong and sturdy combination. Now, I didn't mention where I was, so this is the wonderful Freshford. So this is an area that's near where I live, and come down to this area quite often, just to spend some time peacefully walking by the river. Now on a summer's day like this, you can also get some lovely photographs. So now I'm going to use this tripod to take some shots of the surrounding area, and I'll see you on the next one.